What is up, you guys? Ryan Brewer back here, the host of Michael Myers Reacts. Now, before I get into this episode, of course, I want to make sure that everything is going good here on the stream, and it is. I can hear it already. So that's good. But I am here to do Horror Movie Night, Episode 3. I'm watching Army of Darkness, but before I get into this episode, I do want to say we hit a milestone here on the channel. I have currently 302 subscribers, so I want to thank each and every one of you for 300 subscribers. That's much appreciated. Anyone who finds the channel, subscribes, likes, or even takes the time to watch any video or live stream, it is always much appreciated. So I want to thank you guys for 300 subscribers. That's something I wanted to get off my chest before we got into this. But yeah, we are watching Army of Darkness. If you want to watch along with me, go ahead and get it ready. A DVD player, Blu-ray player, stream it, what have you. Not a fan of streaming, though, more for social media. But yeah, I'm watching Army of Darkness, and I'm going to press play in 3, 2, 1, now. All right, here we go. I press play. Can't wait to watch Army of Darkness. This is the copy I have here in case anybody was wondering. I am excited to watch this one. This one is definitely more campier than the Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. But like I said on the last horror movie nights, this works. You know, campy, funny stuff works for the Evil Dead trilogy. Congrats on 300 subs. Thank you very much. That's much appreciated. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing what I do. I mean, it's hard to believe that I hit 300 subscribers. Like when I hit 100, you guys know there's a live stream on here when I hit 100 subscribers, and I was very thankful. And of course, I'm still thankful. It's just hard to believe that, you know, I hit 100 and I thought that was a big deal, and now here I am at 300 subscribers, which still isn't a big deal, but you know, it's awesome. Without you guys, I wouldn't be doing this. I mean, I appreciate every new person who hits subscribe, anyone who watches even just one video. It's much appreciated. Right now I'm seeing the Universal Earth thing, so I'm not actually in the movie yet, but it is about to come on. But yeah, I just can't thank you guys enough for 300 subscribers. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe and join this family, if you will. We have a lot of fun here on the channel, especially if you're a horror fan. All right, here we go. Here we go. Into the movie. The movie is on now. We got Ash walking through the sand here. Of course, now he's in medieval times, which is exactly where we left off at the end of Evil Dead 2. And I always love that about Army of Darkness. It literally continues right where Evil Dead 2 left off. It's really awesome. Obviously, here in the beginning, though, we do get a quick recap of the second movie. In case you didn't watch Evil Dead 2, or in case you haven't watched Horror Movie Night Episode 2, here you go. There's a recap of the movie. You probably can't hear it, but if you're watching along with me, he's telling the story, recapping the movie, which is cool. You know, you can't go wrong with that. Ash working at, what's it called? Oh, I can't think of what it's called. There's a name for the store he's working at. Oh, man, what is it? He says it, too, because when he first pulls out the gun and calls it a boomstick, he tells him shop. S-Smart. That's where it is. He's working at S-Smart. That's what it is. I couldn't think of the name. It's S-Smart. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. I'm watching along. Good. I'm glad you're watching along. I'm glad to – I really love this series, and I'm going to tell you guys why. It's fun to interact with you guys live. You know what I mean? When I do a video, yeah, you guys can comment. But when I'm live, I can actually interact with you guys. Army of Darkness didn't do good in the box office, but it did great with VHS sales. Yeah, I knew Army of Darkness didn't do good in the box office, but of course now it's a classic and it's a very beloved horror film. That happens sometimes. That happens with a lot of great horror movies. They bomb in the box office, and then when they come out on physical media, if that's VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, whatever, you get it on or whatever, it becomes a classic. Like, that happens with a lot of horror movies. I can't think of another one off the top of my head. Definitely Army of Darkness. But there's a few other horror movies that bombed at the box office and, of course, are beloved by the horror community, which is great. I mean, it sucks that an amazing horror movie like this and other horror movies, you know, they don't do good when they first come out. Yeah, that's very sad. But they're very beloved. And when it comes to physical media, that's when the money goes up and the recognition for the film goes up. That's just how it happens sometimes. I think sometimes it's just hard to get butts in seats at theaters, and that's just what causes the fails. So, like I said, we're still going through that recap. Pretty much, we're getting a recap of Evil Dead 2 and how he got to the medieval times, which is that spell. Now we're getting to the opening credits. I really kind of like the opening credits. It's a little cheesy, very 90s, but it's fun. And if you notice, it says Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness. That's kind of funny. Like almost like Ash versus Army of Darkness, but they put Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness. It's considered cult classic. Yes, this is very much a classic. All three of the Evil Dead films are very much classic. Also, since we're still kind of in the recap, we're getting into it now. Closer to the end of this live stream or video, however you're watching it, I will announce Horror Movie Night Episode 4, like what movie I'm going to be watching. So definitely stay tuned for that because I'm going to let you guys know. By the way, this Blu-ray right here, I don't know if anyone on here watching owns this, but this is a great transfer of Army of Darkness. Like, it looks beautiful on Blu-ray. This is the Screwhead edition, if you can see it there. It looks beautiful. It is a great, this is how you should own Army of Darkness. It's really good. Oh, they're all surrounding Ash now. He's like, I know I'm not supposed to be here. It sucks. Like I said, Ash can't catch a break, and he really can't. I don't even know what I would do if I went back to the past to medieval times. Like, you wouldn't know what to do. That's not where you're from. That's not what you're used to. So it would be very awkward and very, what should I do? It's a great movie, though. I want to own it. Yeah, I would definitely pick up Army of Darkness if you can. It's actually all three of them. It's one of my favorite horror trilogies of all time. I've said this on the first 2 episodes. I think it's cool how they think, well, if you're watching along, you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to talk about when we get to it because we're not exactly there yet. To the pit with him. I think he said pit. I got it up a little bit louder. Can you guys hear it? Let me know if you can hear it in the live chat because I don't want it to be heard really. I might have to turn it down one here in a second. You would be like, where the heck am I? Yeah, anybody would. I mean, if you got sent back to the medieval times, like, you're not going to know what to do. Nobody's going to know what to do. They don't even know what a chainsaw is. Like, obviously. And then here we are. He's tied up again, walking through the sand. Yeah, this is where they're going to the pit, and that Deadites down there. This is a really cool scene coming up. I always enjoy this scene coming up with Ash and the Deadite that's in that pit that he ends up going to here in a second. I think it's cool that, I don't know. I think this was kind of a cool idea for Evil Dead. The first 2 movies are at that cabin. They did something very different with this one, Army of Darkness in the medieval times. I don't know. It's kind of clever, though. It's like, I probably would have never even thought of that. Like, bringing Ash to medieval times. Like, Sam Raimi, he's got ideas flowing because I would have never thought of this. I really wouldn't have. So it's actually a pretty good idea. And like I said, this is where the jokes start up and everything. But it definitely, well, I mean, we had that a little bit in Evil Dead 2, but it definitely works in this trilogy. Also, don't know what a gun is. No, they don't know what a gun is. It's a boomstick. How old is this movie? It came out in 1992, so it's over 20 years old. So yeah, yep, it's over 20 years old. So it's not. It's a cult classic. It's definitely an older film. It's not old, but it's not, over 40 years old or anything like that. It's over 20 years old though. As a matter of fact, it's over 25 years old. I think it's 26, 27 years old, something like that. 92 to now. Y'all could do the math. But, yeah, it's not a very relevant film. But it's not old either. Blu-ray looks amazing, though. It doesn't even look like a 92 film. I mean, any old horror movie you get on Blu-ray definitely looks way better. Definitely remastered the sound and the picture, and it doesn't look like it's from its time. Like, I got the Halloween Blu-ray. You guys know that. It's the 35th anniversary, something like that. Okay, 28 years old. Good, he did the math. I think it's the 35th anniversary or 40th of, no, 35th anniversary of Halloween, and it doesn't look like a 1978 film. Like, that's how good the Blu-ray looks. But we're about to get to where they throw Ash in the pit and stuff like that. I never understood one thing, though. Is like, how did Ash and that the chick right there, if you're watching along with me, how did they already have like a connection? Like, they're looking at each other like they've known each other or something. It's like, you don't know who Ash is, and Ash doesn't know who she is. I don't get that. I guess it's just because in the Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, Ash always has a girlfriend, and we all know it doesn't end well for them ever. And I'm guessing they just wanted to, have her be the next girlfriend, which not really, but they kind of do act like boyfriend and girlfriend because they end up kissing later on. But I guess that's just why they did that. But I like this scene coming up with the pit here and the deadite that's down there and the spike walls that close in and everything. It's really cool. Henry tried to fight him. One part makes me laugh too when he gets out of the pit. He's like, "Anybody want a piece of me? Anybody want some more?" And then one guy's just standing there. He's like, "You." And he starts so funny. It'd be cool to have this on VHS too. I agree. I would love to have this on VHS. I would love to have a lot of movies on VHS. Was it a box office hit? No, it was not. Strangely enough, it was not a box office hit. It didn't do good in the box office, but it's definitely a cult classic now, and it's definitely a beloved horror film. As I was saying earlier in the live stream, that happens a lot with horror movies. Some of them will fail, but later on, fans will just love them, and this is a beloved movie, very beloved. Unfortunately, it didn't do good in the box office, but, if you ask any horror fan in general, they probably have some sort of respect for this movie. It just happens like that. You know what I mean? Some horror movies do great, and they're good movies. Some horror movies are great movies, but don't do good in the box office because sometimes, as I said, it's hard to get butts in the seats at theaters. That happens sometimes. Maybe the marketing wasn't the best for this movie. I don't know. I love when the blood spews out of the pit right there. It's hilarious. There's a lot of blood. All three Evil Dead movies have their blood in it and have their gore, and I love it. I really love it. It just spews out like a whale. Like a well, not whale. What am I saying? The crossbow. Comedy is definitely in this because he just okay, never mind. I thought the arrow went in his butt, but it was in his back. I'm really curious on what the marketing was for this movie. I'm thinking that's probably why it wasn't a box office success. We got 4 viewers. Thank you guys for hopping on here. It's much appreciated. Let's have fun, chat, talk about this movie, what have you. Again, at the end of the episode, I'm going to let you guys know what I'm doing for episode 4, so stay tuned for that if you're watching as a live stream or a video. It's funny because What's-His-Face thinks Ash is with Henry's men, but he's not. Congrats on hitting 300 subs, brother. Thank you, Nico Reviews. That's much appreciated. Without you guys, I said this earlier, I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys. I mean, you guys watch the videos, the live streams. I know some people can't make it on the live streams and they watch after. That's completely fine and understandable, but like I said, if it wasn't for I just can't hit 300. I know it's not a lot. It's not a big number. But I was shocked when I hit 100 subscribers. It was amazing. So 300 is just mind-blowing. She threw the rock. I don't get that, though. They have some sort of connection, and she, wants him to die. I don't know. That's the only thing that kind of confuses me. This one and Candyman was the best of 92. I 100% agree with that. The best 2 films of 92 was Army of Darkness and Candyman. Even though Army of Darkness bombed at the box office, it is an amazing movie at the end of the day. That's just how it is. But yeah, those 2 were the best 2 horror films of 92. I would agree with that. Ash is now in the pit now. The Deadite's going to come out soon. This is a really good fight coming up. I think it's cool how they have the walls with the spikes closing in, and he ends up getting the chainsaw because the guy throws it down there. The old guy, I don't know his name necessarily. But I always enjoyed this part right here. It's kind of intense actually. I mean, when the wall's closing in, it's like, oh Ash, get out of there, man. It's I don't know, it's just intense. Maybe it's just me, but I think it's pretty intense. They always do good with the effects too of the Deadites. Like they always look, creepy. And that's a good thing. I don't know who did the makeup effects for this one. Let me check the back of the Blu-ray here. Let's see. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it on here. I could look it up. If anybody wants to know, I'll look it up. Oh, this fight is so good though. How would the water splash up that high though? Like they're way down in this hole, and this water is splash. Like I don't know how. But actually, I think this was released in 1993. No, maybe in the U.S. or somewhere, or in the U.K. Let me look it up. No, it's a 1992 film. Maybe it was released in 93 for the UK or something. Darkness. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's kind of blurry, but it's 1992. I want to see who did the effects. Makeup. Yeah, I'm trying. Oh, he's got the chainsaw now. I love this. Well, I should probably type in who did the makeup. Hold on. I love it. Cut her head right off. There's actually another Deadite down there, so he's not done. Hold on a second. It takes a while to type this in. There we go. Man, that one's even uglier. I think the U.S. I'll look it up. Did the makeup? Tony Gardner did the makeup effects for Army of Darkness. Well, it was handled by 2 companies, it says. But it looks like Tony Gardner did this. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. When was Army of Dark? Okay, right here it says 1993. Army of Darkness was released by Universal on February 19th of 1993. United States, yeah. So it was in the UK in 92 and in the United States in 93. So I might change my thumbnail later. No, I'll probably leave it 92 because it was officially released in 92, but it came to the US in 93. So yeah, I love that. The wall closed in on that Deadite. Thing is ugly though. He got out though. I mean, he got the chain on, got out. So is it choppy or anything? Might be a little bit choppy. I don't know why it's doing that. Your shoelace is untied. And of course, he's just punches him. He does kind of deserve that. He almost tried to kill Ash. Tony Gardner, he worked on Seed of Chucky. Yeah, I think I heard that. I think. There's so many makeup effects people. Of course, Tom Savini's the best, but Tony Gardner is a name I hear pop up once in a while on horror movies. You. It's hilarious. He's scared. Huh? You want a little? He's always delivers his lines great. I would be mad too, though. I mean, they just try to kill him. So, like, what do you expect? That's funny. There definitely is some funny parts. Get out of here. Telling Henry and his men to get out of here. I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't. Well, I mean, it is a good idea because actually Henry and his men are used later on for a good reason and a good cause, which we'll get into that later on in the film, of course. His laugh, man. I mean, I would be happy too. I mean, I'm locked up or whatever. Probably for a good little bit. Thank you, generous host. Now, what's his name? He kicks the sword and knocks him down. Like, you can definitely tell that the comedy is more intense one. Like, it's there for a reason and on purpose. But like I said, it definitely works. Definitely for this one. Uh-oh. Boom.
All right, you
Screw heads.
This is my boom.
This is my boomstick. S-Smart. Sporting goods department. I mean, it's crazy how Ash, like, shot him, that he shot his sword. I don't know why, and I'm sorry about going on with it. Shop. You got that?
Next one even touches.
The next one, primates that even Deadeye is. I'm so choppy. Move the mouse here a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, it didn't help very much. Trying to fix it here. A little choppy. Sorry about that, guys. All right. I think we're good now, hopefully.
Let's talk about how I get back.
I like that line, though. That's a cool line. He's like, now let's talk about how I get home. That whole opening's class 100%. The boomstick, yeah. Everyone knows that line. If you're an Evil Dead fan or just an Army of Darkness, well, Evil Dead fan, you know that line for sure. I love how they're treating him like a king now since he escaped the pit and killed the Deadeye. I guess it died because you don't see it no more. That witch is about to come up. I think they called her a witch. Oh, okay, yeah, I think it was a... Oh, never mind. Okay, she just explained it. When I was saying earlier on how, like, I felt like Ash and her had a connection, and why did she throw the rock? She threw the rock because she thought Ash was one of Henry's men, and he's not. So that makes sense now. That's why you got to listen to movies when you watch them. It makes sense now. I didn't even think about that. I've seen this movie 4 or 5 times, and I don't watch it a lot. And it is one of my favorite horror movies.
I don't want your bullshit. Just send me back to my own time.
Just send him home. Get the man home. He doesn't want to be in medieval times. I love this scene coming up, too. So good. Another great effect, too. Oh, she looks scary. You shall die! She's so freaky. Ugh, ugly. Isn't the book called Necronomicon, right? Or is it Book of the Dead? I think there's 2 names for it. I think they call it Book of the Dead and Necronomicon. I don't know. I've always called it Book of the Dead, but I think its real term is whatever. I'm not even gonna try to say it. That's creepy how she opens her eyes and smiles. Obviously, she's trying to trick you. It's a trick. Get an axe. I've seen it twice. Wow, you need to see it a lot more. Well, I guess I do too. I haven't seen it a whole lot. It's a trick. Get an axe. I like that. This whole scene is shot really good too. It's like very quick, and you can definitely tell a lot is going on in this scene. Shot the pot. Love it. Classic line as well. Yo, let's go. Ash is so cool, man. The character of Ash, I don't know. I love Ash. He's one of my favorite characters in horror history. The shot behind the shoulder, that was cool. He said, it doesn't end too well, though, for any of them, kind of. You know what I have to say, though? I know that there wasn't a Army of Darkness 2 or a Evil Dead 4 or whatever, I really think that the ending to Army of Darkness is a good way to end the trilogy anyways. But that's my opinion. If they wanted to make Evil Dead 4, and Bruce Campbell come back as Ash, I'd be down for it, or Army of Darkness 2. I always thought this shot was kind of weird when it shows them making his new hand, but every time they do something, it like zooms in really quick. It's definitely a different way of shooting. I don't see that in a lot of movies. Groovy. I love that. I love that. That's one of my favorite lines too from Ash. Groovy. That's messed up though. Like she thought that he was one of Henry's men, threw a rock at him, and then like she's all like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't." I mean, she's pretty, so I mean, Ash always gets the pretty girls though, but it never ends well for them, and we've learned that for sure. Ash is a little mad though. He's like, "Oh my gosh," but you know how Ash is. He, a ladies' man, so the reason I'm going to get the book is to get home. Can't go wrong with this movie. That's just how it is. You can't go wrong with all three of these movies.
Understand alloys and compositions and things with molecular structures in the.
He's mad. He just wants to get home. I don't blame him though. I mean, if I was in medieval times, yeah, I want to go home. That's. He said, "Good. I can use a horse blanket." Ooh, that had to hurt. She smacked him. That had to hurt. This line, it always makes me laugh. Puts her hair down. Give me some sugar, baby. Why do you say it like that? Give me some sugar, baby. Only movie I seen Bruce Campbell in besides these is Bubba. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Where he played Elvis, but thought that was dumb, didn't finish it. I know what you're talking about. I've seen pictures of it. I never watched it. I haven't seen a lot of movies with Bruce Campbell in it, but I'm not saying I wouldn't watch some, but I haven't seen that movie. I love him as Ash. Always will. No matter how many movies I see with Bruce Campbell, he's always going to be Ash. Just like Robert Englund's always Freddy Krueger. That's just how it is. Now, with that being said, I think I've said this before. He's not the only person who could play Ash. There's somebody else who could do justice to the character of Ash. You know what I mean? Ash is about to go get the book, though. He's got to remember those lines, the chant. Platu Barata Niktu. Well, repeat them. Oh, Verata. I would have messed up already. I know your damn words, all right? He's ticked. I can't blame him, though, man. I mean, he just wants to get home. This is about to get good. There's a lot of funny parts that are about to come up. I would say the first, well, we're almost 30 minutes in the live stream, so I would say the first 30 minutes of this movie, there's a few jokes here and there, but mostly the first 30 minutes is serious. So that's what I would say about Army of Darkness. The first 30 minutes are pretty serious. But once you get to when Ash is trying to get the book and he misses the spell up, yeah, spoiler alert, he misses the spell up. And if you haven't seen the movie, why are you even watching this horror movie night? But yeah, he misses the spell up and it gets funnier from there, I would say. Hard to remember. Wait, hard to remember what? I'm lost. Yeah, I'm lost. Hard to remember. Oh, the words. I know the chant. Yeah. It is hard to remember. It would slip my mind pretty quick. Ash didn't care. He just wants to get the book and go home. He doesn't care if the Deadites or the Army of Darkness or Army of the Dead miss with them or not. He's just trying to get home. He doesn't even care. He's getting chased right now by the smoke stuff, I think. The spirit of the Deadites or whatever. That it's in like certain land, I think. It's like the soil. It's not everywhere. Ugh. All in the mud. That sucks. I think it's cool he has a chainsaw hand though. But if you pay attention, you can actually see him just holding the chainsaw there. I just noticed that in those couple shots, you know how Ash is supposed to have the chainsaw like as a hand. If you look at the certain shots, he's actually just holding it. But I mean, those are little things I can let slide because you have to really be paying attention to notice that anyways. So that really wants to get, yeah, that it's not going to give up. Oh, okay, never mind. I am dumb. I'm stupid. Of course he would be holding the chainsaw because he got the new hand. Oh, man. All right, in the chat or comments, just put hashtag dummy. I'm dumb. I don't know why I even said that. I forgot he got the new hand. Oh, I'm so stupid. Hashtag dummy in the comment section or chat, whatever. Hashtag dummy. That was pretty stupid of me. Oh, we're about to get to the mini ashes that come out of the broken mirror. This scene's very silly. This is definitely definitely where you know that this movie's not going to be serious. Like if you didn't know by now, this scene definitely this movie's not going to be serious. Oh my gosh. This is the only scene that kind of it's like, did you really was this necessary? You know what I mean? The metal hand, yeah, the metal hand. Yes, he's got the hand. Yes, I know. I had to think about it for a second. But the scene with the little ashes, I don't know. I don't know if it was necessary. It doesn't bother me. It's kind of funny, but I don't know. It might be a little over the top, but it doesn't bother me. It's just one of those movies. That would suck though. You get pinned up against the little Ash getting freaking stabbed, and that sucks. I will say one thing though: the little Ashes are really screwing up real Ash. Burning his face. He's got to use like a thing to apply his face, get his face off of the heat or whatever. So wacky, so funny though. It is pretty funny. He go grab the nail, so he steps on. He's trying to step on one of the little ones, but he grabs a nail, goes in his. What my fair lady pop? That's funny. That sucks. Like an earthquake to them when Ash falls. Real Ash. He's out. He's knocked out. That sucks. Yeah, pretty horrible night. Yep. Knocked out, slept through the night. He can't move because he's tied up. They tied him up. That sucks. What in the heck? Oh, yeah, he lands in his mouth. What the heck, man? It's a very weird scene, though. Like I said, I don't know if this was exactly necessary. Yeah, it is a funny scene. Trying to throw him up, not gonna work. He swallowed himself, literally. Oh, that sucks. Ah, trying to burn him with some hot water or whatever. It's just gonna hurt yourself pretty much. But all right. Well, I guess it wouldn't though. You can drink hot water and it not do anything. This scene is weird. Oh, he got an eyeball on his shoulder. Ugh, it looks so nasty too. It's disgusting, man. I would freak out too. I mean, imagine looking at your shoulder and there's a freaking eyeball right there. Yeah, I would freak out too. Now Ash has two heads. Actually, they're supposed to be putting a new figure series out. I don't remember what like toy company, but they're going to put out like the old school looking Ash figures, and you can get double head Ash, regular Ash, some of the people from the Army of the Dead or whatever. So that's pretty cool. I was thinking about picking some of those up since I'm a huge fan of the Evil Dead trilogy. I don't know. We'll see though. The one right here is far from what the original Evil Dead was. Yeah, I mean, the Evil Dead. I've said this. The Evil Dead's a very serious movie. Evil Dead 2's in the middle, serious, kind of jokey, and then Army of Darkness is just full on jokey, but it works. Goody little two shoes. So weird, man. Goody little two shoes. Goody little two shoes. He's getting beat up by himself, like. Goody little two shoes, goody little two shoes. It's hilarious. And then you got a boomstick to your face. So I forget what he says. He's like, I'm the one with the gun. Hold on. Can't remember what he says. Oh, okay, yeah, he said good, bad. I'm the guy with the gun. It's true. I mean, he's got the gun. He's going to take you out. Dragon himself. I know he becomes, I don't know the name of the bad person, bad guy in this. Technically, it's him because he buries himself and he comes back as like Deadeye Ash, I guess. But does he have a name? Because if he does, I can't. You know what? I still have to Google it now because it's going to bother me if I don't know the name of the bad guy. I think there's a name for him. Because right now he's burying himself, but he becomes the Deadeye Ash or whatever. Hashtag goody little two shoes. All right, I gotta look up the name of the person. Does it gonna tell me? I don't even know if it's gonna tell me who the bad guy is in this movie. If anybody knows, let me know in the comment section or the live chat, because I don't. Army of Darkness, also known as Bruce Campbell vs. Army of Darkness, is a 1992 American dark fantasy film, directed and co-written by Sam Raimi. That's not what I want to know, though. Bruce Campbell is Ash, medieval ages, whatever. What the heck? Yeah, who's the bad? I know it's Ash. Like, well, it's not Ash. The bad version of him that he just buried becomes the. You guys know what I'm talking about? The main bad villain later on in the film, and I can't think of if he has a name or not. I don't think they gave him a name. It's just Ash is like a Deadeye or whatever. I don't know. He looks more decayed. You guys know what I'm talking about. He's like the leader of the Army of the Dead or whatever. Now we're on the scene to where Ash is about to get the book, and he screws the chant up. It's kind of a funny scene, too. There's like 3 books. He's like, no one told me there was going to be 3 books. Like, yeah, I don't even think he has a name. If he does, I couldn't find it. I was on Wikipedia, though. 3 books. I wouldn't even know what to choose, man. I'd be like, God, do I choose this book, that book? I don't know. It's a pretty funny scene right here, too, honestly. And they all look alike, so that sucks. It would be cool to get one of the books, like a real prop from the movie. That'd be awesome. Get it signed by Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi.
Nobody said anything about 3 books.
Nobody said anything about 3 books.
Take 1 book or all books?
What am I supposed to do? Take 1 book or all books? I would be in that same situation. I would not know what to choose. That book's weird, though. Like the portal, it's like sucking him in or whatever. I don't think they did give a name. They don't, but I know it's Ash. It's the one that he buried. The bad Ash that he buried becomes the leader of the Army of the Dead. I guess that's what I'll call him. The leader of the Army of the Dead. That's the only thing I can think of to call him. This scene right here is a little weird, too. When he comes back out and his face is all stretched out, and he's like, it's weird. Has to go through all three. Yeah, he gets the right book later, but when his face is all stretched, it's really cool actually. Wonder how they did that. I don't know if it's computerized or I don't know. Because it's not like somebody died and you can add blood and gore. It's like his actual face is, I don't know. That's pretty cool, though. I sadly don't have the collector's edition of this. I just have the Screwhead edition, but there is a collector's edition to Army of Darkness, and it probably explains that whole deal. But I don't have it, so kind of out of luck. Well, is there even special features on this? There's an alternate ending on here that I actually haven't seen, I don't think. I didn't know there was an alternate ending. Oh, one book bit his hand. That sucks. That would hurt. Funny. It's kind of funny, but it's actually kind of a little disturbing as well. Like, I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, it's pretty funny. Computer, yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's probably computerized because it's not like somebody died and you can add blood for practical effects or whatever. Oh, you. Oh, there's this one scene too later on when they all start fighting the Army of the Dead or whatever with the leader of the Army of the Dead. There's a funny part with him, and I'll tell you guys when I get there. It's hilarious. It's pretty funny. It's when they all start fighting for real, like the first big battle. I think there is a director cut to the movie. Yeah, there is a director's cut, but this is probably theatrical. But there is an alternate ending, which I actually really need to check that out. He can't even remember the chant. That sucks. He like coughs. He's like, I said it. That would suck. Not remembering the chant. Yeah, that would suck. Plateau. Rada. No. That's funny. 80s horror fan. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for hopping on. Watching Army of Darkness. About 42 minutes in the movie, probably. 42 minutes into the stream. So thanks for joining the stream. How's it going? Just chilling, watching horror movies. That's what horror movie night's all about. Ash finally gets the right book after about getting, well, he did get sucked into the one book and bit by the other. Still didn't say the chant right, man. Everything's cool. I said it. No, you didn't say it. You can't trick the Deadite spirits or whatever. Like your Friday 13th poster in the back. Thank you. I've had that poster for since sometime last year, 2019. I've had it for a good while. I have multiple posters hanging up. I may do a video. I need to do a horror room tour, and I might show all my posters and stuff. But yeah, I've had that one for a while. I plan on hanging up another poster I have, but I haven't got a frame for it yet. I checked out alternate ending to the movie. Had no clue until yesterday. I haven't seen it, I don't think. The skeleton part's funny when all the skeletons are reaching out of the ground and grabbing Ash. They start smacking him and try to poke his eyes and stuff. You should do a horror room vid. Yeah, I probably will do that, especially since, people might be wondering. So, yeah, I might do that in the near future. So, definitely look out for that. I have at least one more thing I want to get hung up before I do that, but I will definitely do that. This part's funny, too, though. Skeletons are just smacking him, messing with his mouth, and they try to poke his eyes. Definitely comedy in this movie, but as I said, it does work. Especially for the Evil Dead franchise. Oh, they all punched him. That sucks. That's so dumb. He tried to poke him. He said, and then it pinched his tongue. That sucks, though, man. I mean, imagine getting tortured by, like, skeleton hands. That sucks. Finally gets out of it. That would be cool to see a horror room vid. Yeah, I'll do one. I'll do one. Just let me hang up one more thing. I'm gonna get a frame here soon. I'm gonna hang up one more thing and I will do a horror room vid. I don't have a lot of stuff like a lot of people. I mean, there's people that I've seen that have so much horror stuff. There's still things that I want to get for my room, but what I have is pretty decent. So I'll definitely do one. See, I'm just gonna call him the leader of the Army of the Dead, but it's technically Ash that he buried earlier. This is super silly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the skeleton thing's pretty silly, but it works for Army of Darkness for sure. I wish they gave him a name or something, or had a name on Google that I could look at and tell you guys, because I looked it up and I can't find a name at all. I wish my jaw was like Bruce Campbell's LOL. Yeah, he's got like a he does though. He has like a perfect jawline. That is kind of funny. Video idea: your top 5 horror movies from the 90s. I have some other top 5 ideas. That's a good one. I may do that, but I do have a few top 5 video ideas that I need to do soon. Recently, I've been so busy on doing these horror movie nights with you guys, being more interactive with you guys and doing these live streams. But yeah, I have a few top 5s in mind that I'll probably do. That's a good one, so I might do that. You got the book. Didn't say the chant though, which is unfortunate because it brings Army of the Dead alive. Should have said the chant right, Ash. I don't know what to tell you. He just wants to go home. He just wants to go home. Basically, I said him. Yeah, well, basically ain't good enough. The Army of the Dead awoke. I love how they talk, though. It's funny. That's true. It has the power to send them back, but to them it's useless because they got to worry about the Army of the Dead, even though Ash does help them. If you've seen the movie, which you should have if you're watching it.
I got it for you. I did my part. You send me back. Very well.
What do you think of the remake? Oh, the Evil Dead remake. I've seen it once, a long time ago, and I honestly don't really remember it. It's a movie that I definitely need to revisit. But I remember it being okay. I don't remember too much about it. It's not in my collection, so it's not something I went crazy over. But I've seen it once. So I mean, I'm more of a fan of the original Evil Dead trilogy than the remake. But I'm not saying that it's bad. You know what I mean? Thou hast screwed us all. Yeah, thou hast screwed us all. That's funny. I need to watch the remake again. That's one I need to check out. I like the girl in it. It was okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't really remember the remake too much. It's been a while. Definitely need to revisit it. But the original trilogy, one of my favorite horror trilogies of all time, and that's for sure. Also, before the end of the stream, I'm going to announce what I'm doing for Horror Movie Night Episode 4. So if you're watching this as a video still or a live stream, stay tuned for that.
That's just what we call pillow talk, baby.
That's just what we call pillow talk, baby. She's like, it was more than that. I still believe that thou will stay and save us now. Well, he does, but I don't think he wants to. He kind of feels like he has to because he didn't say the chant in the Army of the Dead. Yeah. She better get taken by one of those ugly deadites. That thing is ugly too, man. Why does she just stand there though? It's like, run. Everyone else is running. And you're just going to stand there? You should probably run. Like, what are you doing? Ash, help me. Gina, that's her name, Gina. God, that thing is ugly, man. Gina! Almost sounds like Tina from Halloween 5. Or Tina from Nightmare on Elm Street. Gina. Tina! That's literally how it was. Nightmare on Elm Street, it was Tina. And then in I'm at Halloween 5, it's Tina! Her name almost sounds like that. I know it's not, Tina, but I'm making a joke here, folks. The thing is ugly, though. What would you do if you were just hanging out with some friends or whatever and you saw a deadite, like an ugly deadite? The battle coming up, I like. I do too. And there's a funny scene. That's the thing with the Blu-ray right here. When it showed him again, the leader of the Army of the Dead, it doesn't look very remastered. There's a few shots that look very stretched. Like, I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. You guys might not know. You guys might know what I'm talking about if you own this edition of Army of Darkness. There's a few, just like two little scenes where it looks stretched. It looks like they had trouble trying to remaster it or whatever. But they did what they can, and that's how it is with Blu-rays. They're trying to remaster the picture and the audio from like a DVD or the old VH, whatever. They're trying to remaster it and make it better, and sometimes it doesn't work out, which I can see why there would be problems. He's ugly, man. Wish they gave his name. I think he deserves a name. He probably does have a name. I just don't know it. And I mean, I looked it up. I couldn't find it, but he probably does have a name. Yo, what is up, Machete Slasher? Welcome to the stream. Watching Army of Darkness. Glad you can make it. As I was saying earlier, stay tuned to the end if you can, because I'm going to be announcing what I'm doing for Horror Movie Night Episode 4. Glad to see you can make it. Watching Army of Darkness. We're about to get into the big battle scene, which is very fun. And there's a funny part coming up that I want to actually talk about. That's actually pretty funny. It makes me laugh every time I see it. And you guys might know what I'm talking about. You've seen it. It's with the leader of the Army of the Dead. That's what I'm calling him, because he doesn't have a name, apparently. I can't remember the main, I can't remember that guy's name. The main good guy, not Ash, but he's not really a good guy. He wanted to kill Ash in the beginning. He threw him in the pit with the deadite, and he was trying to fight him with the sword, but he shot it. I can't remember. I don't even know his name. That's a funny line. He's like, "Run home and cry to mama."
I say we stay here and fight it out.
Yep, fight it out. That's the only way. You got to fight it out. You got to fight. What are you going to do? He already summoned the Army of the Dead. You have no choice but to fight the Army of the Dead. Like, what are you going to do? It's either that or just die. Obviously, you're going to fight. Fight till the death. Most of our people have already fled. I mean, the more the merrier. More people, the better. Get Henry and his men. Who's with me? I love it. The way he did Ash. Bruce Campbell really can deliver his lines. Like it's just fun. It's fun. I'll stand by you. You can count on my steel. I'll give my bolt to your will, sir. Like I said, the little jokes and funny stuff, it don't bother me. It works for the Evil Dead trilogy, especially Army of Darkness. I mean, this is the third movie in the franchise. Why not have a little bit of fun with it? It works. I absolutely love this movie. Well, my dear. Now she's a deadite. They were outnumbered, yeah. I'm working on my Predator cosplay right now, and I'm taking a break by watching the stream and eating pizza. Oh, cool, man. I like that. I can't wait to see your Predator cosplay. I like the Predator, and glad you could make it to the stream. I love Predator. Such a classic movie in Arnold's top 5. Yeah, Predator's a good movie. I really enjoy Predator. I think it's cool you're doing a cosplay. I definitely would like to see that. Another thing that I don't like about Army of Darkness is when Ash has the car at the end, because he's like, "Welcome to the 21st century," and he has the car with like the blade on the front. That was a little cheesy to me. It's like, nah, you're kind of going over the top now. Like, I thought the little Ashes were kind of over the top, but the car's way over the top. I would have not done the car thing. I know there's probably people who like that scene, and I'm just being picky, but I'm not a big fan of the car scene at all. Not a fan of it. About pretty much getting ready to fight the army of the dead, which is smart. You got to prepare. It's always better to prepare than to just be ambushed and not know what to do and not have a plan. Having a plan is always that's a good tip. Always have a plan. Like if something's going down, always have a plan. That's what I say. But yeah, the battle is very good. I enjoy the battle they have. Now Ash is trying to teach him how to fight or whatever. Yeah! They're coming! Uh-oh. Did you know the guy that played Predator passed away? No, I did not know that. We need a plan of attack. Yep. You gotta have a plan. That's just how it is. I didn't know the guy who played Predator passed away. No. I know the guy who played Alien in the original Alien died. Yeah, he died. I have a plan. Attack, yeah. It's a good plan. I mean, you got to do something. It's fight to the death. You either fight or die. It's it's like up to you, whatever. They got the book protected. There's a lot of the skeletons are funny in this though. They're manually functioned. You know what I mean? Like they're not like robotic. Nowadays, if Army of Darkness was made in 2020, the skeletons would have just been CGI or I don't know. They probably would have been CGI. Here they're actually manually being used. It's funny when that one skeleton's on the horse because he's on a real horse, but he's obviously not real, and he's just flopping. He's like, it's hilarious. You guys will see it here in a little bit if you're watching along with me. But yeah, it's about to get really good. We're getting to a really fun battle. And it's a pretty long battle too, man. Some battles don't last long. This lasts for a good bit. That's an Avenger reference, by the way. Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Now that you mentioned that, I know what you're talking about. Yep, I've seen the Avengers, and it rings a bell now that you said that. Hey, but that's not a bad plan. It's either fight or die. Like, that's how it is. I remember now that you mentioned that. I do. Skeletons look cool, man. I'm glad they didn't CGI the skeletons. It gives it more of a oomph when it's not CGI'd. And of course, a couple of the skeletons are actually costume, like the ones that are in like from a distance. It's about to get really good. Are you laughing about the skeleton on the horse? It's pretty funny, but that's not the funny part I'm talking about. There's a funny part coming up here in a second that always makes me laugh when they start shooting the arrows with the fire that makes it blow up, the dynamite, whatever's on the front. That always makes me laugh. Fine, fine, fine. That skeleton right there with like the horns on the helmet, that's the one that's like doing this when he's on the horse. Forward! Look at him. It's so funny. What the heck, man? Why didn't they just get a guy in a skeleton costume to ride the horse to make that look more realistic? But he's like... Arrows. That's a good idea. I mean, you got to use explosives when you're outnumbered. I mean, you got to do something to take out more people. You can't just use an arrow and be like, oh, got one skeleton. Use a bomb, you take out like 5 of them. Got to do something. Yeah, it's about to get really good. I love the battle in this movie. He's like, hold it, wait. Then he's like, fire! We're not there yet, but we're getting. That is a clever idea to use the explosion. There we go. Now they're shooting. Boom. There you go. Technically, it's taking out 2 at a time, or maybe 3 at the most. It's not like huge, of course. That's the part that makes me laugh right there. If you guys are watching along with me, when the skeletons start blowing up, and the leader of the army of the dead, he's like, "Oof, oof!" It's hilarious. I have an idea for talking horror. All right, what's your idea? Throw it at me. I'd love to hear it. We still have to do another talking horror. There's just been a lot going on. It's been about a week since we did one on mine, and it's been a good while since we did a talking horror over on Slasher's channel. But that part always makes me laugh when the skeletons are dying. He said, "Oof, oof!" Like, who does that? We can talk about Spiral, Book of Saw. That's a good idea. I like that idea. We could definitely talk about Spiral. Speaking of talking horror, I'm gonna throw this at you guys now on episode 3. It's kind of early, but after Horror Movie Night episode 6, I want to start having a few guests here on the show. That's for the future of Horror Movie Nights. Right now, the first 6 episodes, because I have the first 6 episodes planned, it's just going to be me. But in the future, from episode 7 and up, I want to have some guests on Horror Movie Nights to do commentaries with me, so it's not just me. Oh, you miserable mags. Oh, you miserable bags of bones. Why'd I say mags? I love it. It's so good. There's so much funny stuff, but it's so fun. Like, if you can't watch Army of Darkness expecting it to be serious. You just have to have fun with the movie. But I do like that idea for a talking horror. We can do Spiral from the Book of Saw predictions. Not a bad idea. I really do like that. I'm a fan of the Saw franchise, not a hardcore fan. I think some of the sequels are trash. The original one's good. The second one's good. I kind of had fun with Jigsaw. A few of them are blurry, but they're fun. They got some cool kills in it, and that's really what you watch a Saw movie for. I don't want to get into Saw because it's not really what this is about. It's about Army of Darkness. The rock idea was smart too, throwing the rocks down and smashing the skeletons. That's a pretty good idea. Arrows! Now they're dying. Why did they wait so long to do the arrows? I would have been did it. I mean, they're sitting there blowing up your front line. I almost said men, but skeletons. It's a lot of fun. I agree, it is fun. 5 and 7 are my least favorites. Oh, 5. I think I agree with you on 5. I remember Saw 5, and I remember not being a big fan of that. So I think I would agree with you on that. 7, I don't remember, honestly. See, that right there, the ones that are running are people in skeleton outfits. Why they didn't just use one of them for the horse scene? Why would you use a fake skeleton? I don't know. Oh, they're using what Ash taught them. Yay! They learned well. That sucks. Protect the book. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, the car thing. Come on. I think that's over the top. The car thing, welcome to the 21st century or whatever. Nah, I'm not feeling it. Definitely over the top. I would have went with something else. Nah. It doesn't bother me to where it ruins the movie, but it's like you could have left that out, or you could have done something else other than Ash coming in with the car with the blade on the front. I mean, it's cool a little bit, but at the same time, kind of over the top. But it's one of those things that I could let slide. His laugh. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny stuff happens in this one, and it definitely works 100%. He is screwing him up with that car, though. With the blade on the front, yeah, definitely screwing him up. Then he sees his girl, because nothing was official. But, he obviously liked her, and she liked him. Well, yeah, because she didn't deny the kiss earlier. It's not her, bro. Don't fall for it. She's a deadite. I'm telling you, don't fall for it. You know it never ends well for your girls. Like, not a good idea. She made you wreck the car, bro. Or did you ran her over? Well, I probably wouldn't have, because, I mean, if you're in Ash's situation and you see somebody you love, you ain't just going to run them over. Especially if they can look like how they used to look and then back to a deadite, which she is now a deadite again, trying to stab him with a spear. Oh, Ash, man, I'm sorry, bro. You have a lot going on. Never goes well for you. Feel bad. I feel more bad for Ash's girlfriends. Never ends well for them either. They become deadites. It sucks. It's been a really fun stream. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you're watching as a video or a live stream, I do appreciate it. We still have a little bit more time in the movie. I'm not sure how much, maybe 20 more minutes or so, maybe 25. I'm not sure. Been live for about 1 hour and 6 minutes, so we're getting there. Here comes Henry and his men to the rescue. Definitely needed because they're 100% outnumbered right now. About time you got to show up. It's like, where were you when we needed you? You finally show up. Like, jeez. That's a cool shot right there, though. When Henry hits that skeleton and his head kind of swirls in the air and you can see the dust. Like, it's kind of cool. That was shot pretty cool. Just throw it over. It's funny how they act like they're struggling with the skeleton. Like he picked it up. And he's like, ugh, but actually it's just like a toy you can just easily throw over. I really wish he had a name. Like I'm literally just going to call him the leader of the evil of the dead. Evil of the dead. The leader of the army of the dead. Jeez, I can't speak. It's what happens when you do a YouTube channel. You talk too fast. It's an issue. I do it in the videos a lot. You guys notice I be messing up because I talk really super fast. That's funny. Ash went up the rope and the skeleton's like, hey, where'd he go? Hey! Got squished. You're done. Skeleton's done. He's squished. Come to Papa. Look on credits? Look on credits for what? For what? I don't know what you mean. Look on credits for what? Come on, Ash. Don't let them get you now, man. I think they should have had a bigger cast to where everyone could play a skeleton in a suit and not the toy skeletons or whatever. Call him Lord Farquaad or whatever. Nah. No, I'm just going to call him leader of the army of the dead because he literally has no name. Who played the leader? I don't know. I don't. I just know it's Ash's. It's Deadeye Ash, kind of. That's my one pet peeve with another pet peeve with Army of Darkness. You should have gave him a name. Like it would have been just so much easier if you gave us a name. But unfortunately, we don't have a name. I don't know if I've seen the director's cut. I don't know if that gives a name. I need to check out that alternate ending. I think that would be pretty cool. I need to check that out. Uh-oh. What do you have, 2 swords? Didn't even notice that. Oh, Ash's spear is done. Come on, Ash. I got stabbed, man. He's pretty much fighting himself again right here. So, uh-oh. Well, I see you're calling him the leader. I don't know his name. He doesn't have a name. I'm just calling him the leader of the army of the dead. But they should have gave him a name. He probably does have a name. I know I said that, but he probably does have a name. I just don't know it. And that's why I hope someone in the comment section could let me know if they make it this far into the stream. Because I know sometimes it's hard to sit through. So far, I'm almost 1 hour and 10 minutes in. It's hard to sit through streams like this sometimes. And that's 100% understandable. Especially when you have, you got your own life. You're busy. But, watches this whole thing or you guys watching right now, I appreciate the time and enjoy what I have to say and enjoy these live streams, and that's definitely much appreciated. Come on, Ash. Don't let him kill you. Ash got some moves, though. I mean, he's sitting there doing front flips and stabbing skeletons. I mean, geez. I'll spoil those good looks. That's funny. Backstabber because he stabbed him in the back with the sword. I get it. I see you. Oh, man. This fight is intense, though, man. It's a good, long fight. It's not quick. Burn in his face. Good job. I would have done that, too, probably. I don't know. Kick him off the side. Yep, off the side he goes. The skeleton laugh. Is it Lord Arthur? Lord Arthur. Good question. Let me look it up on trusty dusty Google. That's a good question. Lord Arthur. Is it? Let me look up Lord Arthur. I'm going to type in Lord Arthur Army. It might be. No, Lord Arthur is... You did answer something for me, though. You did good. Because Lord Arthur is the main... not the bad guy. He's the main good guy that's with Ash. He wanted to kill him in the beginning. His name's Lord Arthur. So thank you. You answered that because I was curious on what his name was as well. So there you go. I don't know that Lord Arthur. Yeah, you answered one question for me. So thank you for that. I just need to figure out what the bad guy's name is, and I can't think of it at all. Lord Arthur. I need to remember that because it'll probably slip my mind at some point. Now he's Bones. Like you buckle up, bonehead. I like that. Buckle up, bonehead. Get rid of him. It's so cheesy. Ah! He goes flying. And he blows up. He's done. He's dead. The leader of the army of the dead is dead. That's a lot to say. The leader of the army of the dead is dead. There you go. Good job, Ash. Round of applause for Ash. Great job. Great job. She's all right now with her. But at the same time, no. I know I always say it always ends bad for, like, Ash's girls. Kind of does because, I mean, she's all right, but at the same time, Ash leaves, so they're not together. So kind of sucks for her. Unfortunately, he goes back home. I think it would have been cool if Ash stayed there, and they could have done Army of Darkness 2, a.k.a. Evil Dead 4, which, of course, didn't happen, probably due to the box office fail that this movie was. Even though it is a cult classic and an amazing horror film, that's probably why we didn't get Army of Darkness 2 or whatever. Good ending scene, this fight. Yeah, it is a good fight. It's a really good fight. It's a really long fight, too. I believe it's like a 14, 15-minute fight. I mean, it's pretty long. We're getting closer to the end of the movie, so here in a little bit, I'm going to announce what I'm going to do for Horror Movie Night Episode 4. King Arthur and Henry hugged. There's peace. Ash didn't just defeat Army of the Dead. He also made peace for Henry and King Arthur. Ash is a good guy, man. You know, he goes through a lot, but he's still a good guy. But yeah, I'm going to announce what I'm going to be doing for episode 4 here in a little bit. I'm going to wait till we get a little closer to the end. But we're getting close to the end of the stream here. My brothers! Whatever. Now they're about to send him back home. Drink the liquid and recite the words, and you'll be home. Back to your time. He should. I think it would have been cool if he would have stayed there and they did Army of Darkness 2, but I guess their move was kind of good because I do feel like this is a good ending to this trilogy with him going back home. Completely makes sense. And especially since this, like I said, was a box office fail, I guess it was a smart move to not leave him there and leave like a cliffhanger or anything like that, because that would have ticked a lot of Evil Dead fans off, period. So yeah, it's about to go home. Why he couldn't bring her with him? Like, couldn't he have brought her with? Maybe. Maybe he could have brought her with him. I don't know. Maybe not. Or maybe it's just because she's not from that time anyways. There he is. Back. Well, it doesn't show him reciting the words, but he's back at S-Mart, at the hardware section, selling boomsticks. I love how he tells the story right here of, you know, the whole fighting the army of the dead and everything. The guy's just like, I don't believe this crap. Just shut up, dude. All right, so since we're almost at the end here, I know that the witch pops back up and he defeats the witch also, but this Wednesday at 8 p.m. for Horror Movie Night Episode 4, I am going to be watching Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and I can't wait. I'm very excited for that one because, as you guys know, this is technically the last Evil Dead movie, not talking about the remake, but out of the trilogy, Army of Darkness is the last one. But this Wednesday at 8 p.m., I am going to be watching Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Is the Lord the last one to die? Lord Arthur didn't die. Lord Arthur lived. The leader of the Army of the Dead died. But yes, Wednesday at 8 p.m., join me for Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I'm excited for it. I mean, I love the Evil Dead trilogy. Kind of glad that I'm done with it, though, so I can do something new. Very excited to do Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Who the hell are you? Ash, there to save the day. I love it. I believe she's called the Witch. That's funny. He's on our table with wheels. Shoot her up. End her. Kill her. Of course Ash is. Is he the skeleton who goes flying and blows up? Yes, yes. I don't know his name. You might. I don't know. But yes, he is the skeleton who goes flying and blows up because Ash cuts the rope. Yeah. Oh, beat her up, man. Because that's Evil Ash. Yeah, it's Evil Ash. I just didn't know. Yeah, I know it's Evil Ash because and then he ultimately becomes the leader of the Army of the Dead or whatever. But I don't know if like some sort of. I guess it's just Deadeye Ash. You know, Evil Ash, Deadeye Ash. But you would think he'd have some sort of a name, but he doesn't. Hail to the king, baby. I love that line. That is a great line. Really good line. Hail to the king, baby. Ash is up. And there it is, guys. Army of Darkness. The credits are now rolling. If you guys did enjoy this live stream or video, however you're watching it, please leave a like and subscribe. That would be much appreciated. Again, this Wednesday at 8 p.m., I am going to be watching Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Very excited to do something, man. Yeah, again, if you guys did enjoy this, please leave a like and subscribe. We finally hit over 300 subscribers now. Let's get to 400. That's really all I have to say. And I will see you guys on the next horror movie night.